Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's review is super exciting because it's on a new product that launches tomorrow. And if you're familiar with Beauty Bakerie, then you know that their whole concept and theme around their brand is bakery items, pretty much. So today we're gonna review their brand new foundation that they're coming out with, and it's called Cake Mix, and it's adorable. So I really wanted to give a thorough review of this product, let you guys know if it holds up to the claims, how I feel in it, how it looks on me, and how it holds up throughout the day. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on this new product, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so here is the foundation. Here is the packaging. Give you guys a close-up look. Obviously, you turn it to this side, and like a real cake mix box, you have your ingredients, which is super cute. On the back, you have the steps of how to apply the foundation, also some tips that will help make application a bit easier. And then on the side, just some additional information. Once you open up your box, then you have your foundation there, also with a little mirror. And how you get the foundation out is by simply sliding this down, and then you see your full-size foundation there. Alright, so Beauty Bakerie was kind enough to send me two different shades. They sent me shade 13 and 15. And also, one cool thing about this foundation is that usually we're used to seeing companies do shades from light to dark. The numbers in this foundation range are from dark to light. So we would say number 1 is darker than a number 2, and then number 2 is darker than a number 3, and it just goes down like that. So it's literally from the deepest shade to the lightest shade. So I have 13 and 15, and we'll figure out which foundation works best for me. But before we get started, I just want to give you guys some of the claims from the website. Alright, so here we have the website up, and just to help people really get their color, I found that Beauty Bakerie really went out with this. To help people find their color, they added a Find Your Perfect Shade selection and also a shade comparison guide. So basically, the shade comparison guide is supposed to help you figure out, based on other colors that you may wear in other brands, what your color may be in this line. I am going to click on the shade comparison guide and see what it says for me. Alright, so I'm going to go to shades 13 and 15 for the shade comparison. For number 13, it says if you're a 420 in Fenty Beauty, which I am, Macau and NARS, which I am, and MAC and C50, which I also am. So all three of those, technically I should be shade 13. But for shade 15, it says if you're a 410 in Fenty Beauty, if you're Macau and NARS, and NC55. So I still am Macau and NARS, so maybe that one might work for me as well. But this is super cool. So shout out to Beauty Bakerie for doing this like whole list. Alright, so I did see Jackie Aina's video on this foundation. When I told my followers that I was going to review this foundation, a lot of them did tell me to check out her video, so I definitely did. I mean, I'm a loyal subscriber. I definitely did. And I saw that she had issues using a sponge, so I'm not going to use a sponge like I normally would. I'm just going to use my Morphe E7 brush, and it's kind of slanted, so hopefully this helps me buff out the situation. Alright, this is number 13. I'm going to give her a little shake. It comes in this frosted bottle, so that also makes it a little bit more difficult to figure out which shade is your shade. Let's do like a pump, not even, and swatch right here on my face. Hold up. Alright, so we're going in with number 13. Alright, let's try to buff her out. Alright, right here is number, wow, okay. This one is number 13. I feel like it looks lighter on my face than it did on my chest, which is the super confusing part. Like, let's see. The texture feels nice, like when I'm applying it. And it's not as light once I blend it in. I actually prefer, yeah, on my face, I still prefer this undertone to this undertone. I don't know if you guys can really see it as much as I see it, but in person, this side looks more like my skin tone, like more like my undertone than this side does. So I think I'm gonna use number 13 all over my face, and if it's an epic fail, then it's an epic fail, but I think I'm liking this color a bit more. No, this is number 15. I keep getting the numbers confused. But yeah, I think 15, do not mind my ash. Oh my gosh, my hand's ashy. But I think I prefer 15 to 13. So we'll see. Alright, so here we have the two on the back of my hand. This one is 13. This one is 15. So just remember that the colors, 13 is darker than 15, because like I said, 1 is darker than 2, so it may be a little confusing to adjust to, but I can appreciate them showing, you know, the darker shades first and then the lighter shades, because we're so used to seeing it the other way around. But just getting used to the change is going to be different. But as you can see, this one definitely is darker and a bit more orange than this one, so I think this is the one that we're just going to go with. Okay, so I decided the best way to approach this is just apply some and then like blend quickly. Oh gosh. Ooh. I do feel like this dries pretty quickly. The coverage looks pretty decent. Oh, but it's dry. It is drying, and I still have a few places that I need to get that. But, I mean, it feels nice. It feels really good. I need to go back in on my cheeks because that is my problem area and where I carry a lot of my discoloration. Alright, this time I'm just going in with it on the brush. Ooh, Lord. I don't know if that's the best decision, but this is where we're at. This is where we are. Okay, okay, alright. That doesn't look too cray. Go a little under my eye, and then I'll just start to slowly get more product and go around the rest of my face. I'm gonna show you guys how quickly that dry time is. So I'm gonna apply one stripe here, let that sit while I add some more. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous, but it'll be okay. And then now I'm gonna add another stripe next to it. You see the difference of color already? Like, it just dries down. Like, it does not play games. It does not play games. Okay, let me, okay. We're working, we're blending. We're buffing out the situation. I'm kind of like trying to buff it out, but at the same time tap it in. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something. hopefully it looks good when it's done. Okay. Okay, thoughts after blending this all in. It could, this color 15, maybe if I had 17, like this could be a smidge, just a smidge lighter, like a little lighter for me. But I guess I would prefer it to be darker and be able to correct it with concealer than for it to be, like I still feel I look kind of orange. Like I'm feeling a little oompa loompa, but you know, I could try to fix this. The feel of it feels really nice. I can say that. I thought that with it being like smudge proof and with it drying down so fast that adding additional layers might cake up or remove patches, but that's not happening, so that's another good thing. Like I just keep looking at my hand in comparison to my face, so I feel like this foundation could just be a little bit lighter, but maybe if I get 17, I could test it out and see how I like it. The feel feels really nice, so the whole lightweight feeling I could get where they say that. I could definitely get that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the foundation portion. I'm gonna move on and do my concealer and see how that works out for me. Okay, I'm not sure if I should proceed with my beauty blender or with this brush, so I guess I'll just use the brush. The concealer seems to be working into it pretty well. So maybe I'll add a little more around the center of the face and see how that helps us out. Alright, so I have some powder sitting on my face very lightly where I set my concealer and wherever I put concealer. Huge recommendation, don't use anything wet, because I thought, well, maybe I could use a damp sponge like I usually do when I apply powder on top to set my concealer. Don't do that because I did see that when I applied the powder, it was almost like the powder stuck in one place. Luckily, I went quick enough with this little brush, this little powder brush here, and was able to dust away that powder, and the patch of like powder that looked like it was sitting was able to dust away. So if you are going to use this foundation, do not use anything wet. No wet sponges, nothing. Just don't do anything with water. Just stay away from water. That light concealer actually really did help to balance out the face. It also was pretty yellow, so it helped to balance out how orange that the foundation initially looked on me. Like I said, I could probably get a 17 and it would be a way better color match, but gotta make this one work since I got it. What I will say is that the texture and the formula feels nice. Like I said, it's not like crumbling up or anything like that. I wish that there was a little bit more coverage around my mouth. I don't know if you guys can actually see it well. The coverage doesn't look too bad right now after I used concealer and I powdered, but when I initially put on the foundation, I felt like there could be a little bit more coverage around my mouth. Of course, I color correct, so that's a step that I could put into play, but I wanted to just use the foundation on its own. And I did see some lines, but after, like I said, I used my powder and my concealer, those things went away. So overall, the texture of the foundation feels pretty good, feels pretty promising. I'm gonna get off camera, do the rest of my face, and get back on. All right, guys, I am back. So I applied the rest of my face. Didn't have any issues with any other parts of my face. Everything seemed to go on really well and everything blended out really well, so I'm happy about that. It does still feel good. I don't feel like I have anything caked on or anything like that, but I'm gonna give it a few hours and then I'm going to hop back on and show you guys what the foundation looks like after a couple hours. This room will probably get a little bit darker because it's about to shift into the evening, nighttime here, but I will definitely let you guys know what this looks like in a couple hours. All right, guys, so it's been 4 hours and I am back to give you my final thoughts. So First, I just want to say that I love the idea of this foundation. The whole smudge proof claim, I think, stood up for me, and this may really be a good product for a lot of people. I know personally, like my mom, she is a nurse and she's always looking for something because, you know, if she's sweating at work or something like that and she's moving around a lot, she's looking for a foundation that's going to stay. So this is something that I'm going to have to introduce her to. So I really like the idea of this, and I think Beauty Bakerie did it right. I also appreciate the fact of them just trying to be as inclusive as possible. Obviously, the company is run by a woman of color, and they just did it right. Like the shade comparison guide and, you know, the other tools and resources they have online, and just being very prompt. I appreciate Beauty Bakerie so much for that aspect. As far as the foundation itself, I think that it's something that I will definitely be wearing during the summertime. I think I'm so stuck in my ways with just like my beauty blender and my dewy foundations that I think this is something that I will grab if I know that I'm gonna be out for a long time or I'm going somewhere and I need longevity. This is something that I would reach for. Me and Match just don't go hand in hand. It looks good. It looks good, and I don't feel super dry, which is something I experience with a lot of matte foundations. So usually I hang on to dewy formulas because my skin is more of a dry combination, leaning more toward the dry side. But surprisingly, this worked out very well for me. Everything blended out nicely on top. So no issues there either. I think the one main thing that kind of just threw me for a loop was the color, and the color situation being when I matched to my chest, which is something I usually do with my other foundations, the colors did not come out the way that they did on my face. And then with number 15, number 13. Oh my gosh, I keep mixing up these numbers. Number 13, 1 minute it looks red to me, the next minute it's darker than what it was. Like yeah, so that one was really super confusing, but I think once I picked the color that I thought would match best for me, everything else after was pretty much a breeze. Like I said, this formula, because it is smudge free, you're just gonna have to deal with applying it with a brush. I know a lot of us love our sponges, but I feel like this brush, and I used the Morphe E7 today, I feel like this brush really did a good job blending it out. So with that being said, I would definitely recommend you trying the foundation. If the things that you've heard me talk about appeal to you in any way, it's definitely worth the try. Like I said, use the resources and the tools on their website to help you figure out if, you know, what color you're gonna get. But other than that, I feel like this is something that I will be wearing, and I will definitely try out another shade in the lineup. So that pretty much wraps up the end of my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it was pretty lengthy, but it wasn't too bad, right? And it's something that I haven't done on my channel. Let me know if you like these videos. Let me know if you want to see more. If there's something that I left out, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I love to talk to you guys. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Do not leave without subscribing, and make sure that you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SOMUCHSIMONE. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.